Yeah, I think at this point it's just better to use the oil on the aromatics, and I'm thinking it's going to be there's a lignin route for aromatics, but hey, it's sodium hydroxide and cellulose to do that process. Yeah, it was the lignin one that you were mentioning. Um, I don't know how this one really looks in the end with the high distillates. I was looking at that the other day, wasn't I? But yeah, the between the two here on the aromatics, you do have to spend iron and an exilate to do this, but you can essentially convert 200 crude into 360 aromatics through this way. By converting the crude into the naphtha plus BTX and then use both to make aromatics. I mean, that is a way of doing it. That is a way. Tar, tall oil, light oil gives you aromatics. Yeah, but the thing about that is, well, have you looked at the tall to light? Because tall oil to light oil, where is that? Or wait, what? Oh, I'm light oil from tall is what I want. Where are you? Where is this? It's an ingredient. Where is this? What I'm actually thinking about? No, this is what I'm thinking about. It's so this recipe is 1 per second per building. Like it's one tall oil per second. 1 unit of tall oil per second per building. It's 1 unit into it's it's converting a 1 unit of tall oil into 1 unit of light with benzene and aromatics. It's this is really slow, and I've pointed this out to Python, by the way, several times. Like I've pointed out how slow this recipe is several times. It's 1 unit. You're dealing with a fluid. Why would you have only 1 unit? If I want to transfer 100 units of tall oil into 100 units of light oil, this is going to take 100 fluid steps to do that. This also means it's 1 aromatics per second that this would end up doing per building. 1 per building. Yay! Yay! Let's have a setup that's literal hundreds of buildings. Well, you see, I have module options that in the game setting itself, mod settings. I should have this set to double each tier. Double each tier is what I currently have it set to. So they start at 1 and go up to whatever amounts most of the time. I would imagine that the fluid sep that's done in. There's a plants to aromatics. There is a plants to aromatics, and that's existed for a while. It's just that it's now that Relesia is a lot more difficult. It's a lot bigger of a chain. I went down there for a reason, and I don't think I did the reason. I did do the reason. I'm doing the Bodos. That's what I'm doing. Did I did I got the Bodos and the Tufra. The Tufra! We've got non-zero. Non-zero Tufra. We've got potatoes. We've got our non-zero potatoes. Do I even have? No, I don't. I don't even have. I'm not as worried about the mushrooms. For reference, I'm worried about the Relesia. Mushrooms, yeah, space, but Relesia, more space, lots more space. I mean, we're not even talking remotely the same sense of scale between the mushrooms and the Relesia. The mushrooms you can tile really easily. Not so much on the Relesia. You need to put some thought behind that one. Oh, I do have. I do have. Okay. Good to know. So I could do Tufra now, and everything that uses Tufra and everything that uses, yeah, all these glorious, beautiful, wonderful things. For the exception of you. Why? Why? Muckmo, why? You can get Muckmo, but you can't do anything with them until Circuit 2s. At Green Science, you can get the Muckmo, but you can't. I mean, it's work to get the Muckmo, but you can get the Muckmo. You can't do anything with them until you get your circuits set up. That's like, oh great, that's Blue Science and Pi Science, and yeah, it's glorious. It's a glorious day. Yes, tar, creosote, aromatics exists. It's just not particularly an efficient use of tar, to be honest. At the scale with which you need aromatics, or will want to have aromatics, it consumes more tar. It's a less than 1-to-1 conversion. You need more tar than the aromatics it outputs, I think. By a lot. By a lot. So it's 100 tar to 80 creosote to and 150 creosote to 100 aromatics. Yeah. So about that. That's not very efficient at all. If you're building a setup that needs 500 aromatics or 1,000 aromatics, you're dealing with more than one pipe of tar at that point. I can do the other method with oil at right now. I can do this right now. The iron naphtha BTX Nexlet. I can do both of these processes right now. And get the naphtha and BTX out of crude. I can do this right now. And I can convert 200 crude into 360 aromatics. So I get more aromatics than crude oil put in. So, yeah. The other thing is shale oil technically has a organic route into it, so that's another potential option just for reference, but it's manure. So you have to have a manure build for that to go into depolymerized organics into shale oil. And hey, it's shale oil tailings. Shale oil tailings. Hey, look, it's shale oil. Shale oil into naphtha and more tailings. Yay! And you can use the naphtha into aromatics that way. I think does shale oil has a lot of things you can do with it actually. But yeah, lots of things. And we were still looking at refined syngas the other day, trying to determine what would be the absolute best method on the refined syngas, and still looking on that. I wish I had this recipe available right now. I wish I had this recipe available right now. I really wish I had this recipe available right now. Fuel production. What science level is fuel production? Blue? Blue? Yes, blue. I'm gonna pick up this tech. You know what? We're taking a detour. I did say in the community Discord that we're going to have a bit of a potential distraction today while setting up this chromium. I keep breaking the same area of stuff. Vanilla oil is out, but petroleum gas. I'm thinking of that. Uh, I mean, we could spend aromatics and hydrogen. I mean, we could spend aromatics and hydrogen. We were just talking about aromatics. We could do aromatics, hydrogen. Use light oil refineries. I actually really like this recipe. By the way, just for reference, this is a great recipe, but it's only a great recipe if you have your aromatics at scale done. When this was actually really worth doing. Because holy crap, 5 per second releasia for 200 per second aromatics is like massive. Massive, massive setups. I'm not using. I wouldn't be using the petroleum for the aromatics. I'd be using the petroleum for the refined syngas. This is like chain here, going petroleum into refined syngas. Through this recipe, and it gives you tar as well. It gives you tar, and it spends chromium, so reason to do things. We're making chromium at scale, right? We'll have chromium to do that. I just need to actually physically get my blue science to my labs. In the alternative, I've got all of my all of my science is going to the end of the bus, right? So, labs with requester chests? That that sounds like a much better idea to me. I don't know about you. That sounds like an idea. An idea, considering I've brought the red and the green science all the way down to the end of the bus already. I could just go and grab all of the stuff. Is Pi here? Pi is not here. You would be very easily able to tell that Pyandon or King Arthur are here because I have them as VIPs in the Twitch chat, and they get separated out as such in the user list as VIPs. is my... There. I'm blind! I'm completely blind. Speaking of which, I recently got more VIP slots because I actually had 10 people talking at the same time in the chat and got an achievement. Yay! More VIP slots, as if I was using all of them to begin with. Progress! Gotta love progress, right? Because yes, as silly as that is, you get more more VIP slots for having a bunch of people talking at the exact same time in the chat. I have no idea how that works. Anyway, stuffs, things, labs. How am I going to do this? Not that way, clearly. Alright. Da. I'm not going to use individual requester chests. I'm going to do, a couple. You. And you will be blue science. Wherever that exists. Where's... Chemical science packs, all of them. Did Pyre King have a list with animal specialization? No, I don't think so. What each animal's best at? I think that's something we have to determine ourselves. Just my own looking at things, I can say that, while Augs are useful in the beginning, they do get outclassed by Mukmo on, I think, every regard. Just, they get completely outclassed by Mukmo in the end. So eventually, if you're able to actually feed your Mukmo properly, and set them up properly, they should be better than Augs in terms of raw output, just across the board. Which is a little sad, but it's true. Because the Mukmo are going to give you more lard, they also give you more manure. It's like, oh, well, the Augs were basically only good for manure, right? Previously, they were your initial supply for the manure. Well, not anymore. Once you do get the Mukmo, Augs are basically completely replaced, and the only reasons I think to use Augs after that would be if they themselves are used as food for other creatures. They just get replaced fully. So Of course, the Ulrich are good at bone meal. Don't know if they get completely replaced by anything for the bone meal. The Arthurians are for brains. That I know off the top of my head. The Arthurians they start by outputting at 2 brains, and then all of the subsequent recipes just add more brains to the outputs. Outside of that, I have to like go in and look. I think a number of the creatures have actual specialized outputs. Like the Scrondrix have their pineal glands. The Fagnots have the gas bladders. The the Fat Eye, dancing armored cats have their carapaces. Stuff like that. Of course, the Vrauks have their not just their cocoons, which is their cub, but they have the formic acid output as well. That they have going for them. It's those poor Augs, though. All they got going for them is that they poop a lot. And once you get an animal that poops more than them, well, then there's not really much use for them outside of whatever food they get used as in other creatures. Oh, hey, we got a blue science tech. Yay? Question mark? Am I happy that now I have access to a oh, I have that too. Olefins CO2 into pet gas light oil. I was interested in the pet gas refined syngas. Oh right, and we get the recipe for we get the aromatics hydrogen, and we get the one that has the other stuff too. The uh oh, we get that sulfuric recipe too. This is a bunch of good recipes, just for reference. This is like a bunch of good recipes. Yeah. Yeah, this is a bunch of good recipes. Oh boy, hello. Welcome. Oh yeah, aromatics into olefins. That's that was a formerly good recipe that I loved to use. Lots of great things. Yes, Augs are not shitty enough once you get access to other things. I guess Pie's here now. Pie is here now. Hi, welcome. Welcome. We just picked up field production off of the trickle of one VatBrain computer of blue science. Yay. Progression. Progression into blue science. Is there any like other blue science I sort of want? Yeah, sure. It'd be nice to have the logistic warehouses. That'd be great. That would be fantastic to have the logistic warehouses. So that's step 1. This is our progress today, by the way. We've gotten step 1 of our G3 chromium processing. Step 2 has to process 1667 of the G1, which tells me that I absolutely need to have 2 sets of these. So we'll go 5. This will output, it looks like, less than the yellow belt. So we're going to have a belt up there for this. Five each. Output. There we go. Chromium! All this is going to start with chromium. By the by. Yay! Logistic warehouses we can't do anything with until we have Circuit 2s. Yay! Stuff we can't use yet. Huzzah! I might be able to actually use some of these recipes here on the drilling fluid ones, maybe, but Braking force! Shall we make our trains ever so slightly more efficient? That might be an idea. Do I need any of these recipes? No, is this, like, useful now? Because that's refined syngas. Like, straight up, that is refined syngas, right? That's at ratio methanol syngas for refined syngas. That's the idea. And hey, biomass. If there's one thing we can make it scale right now, it's biomass. The issue is 5 nexilate is a lot of nexilate. A lot. A lot of nexilate. This is why I don't really like using this recipe, is because it's just a lot of nexilate plates. It would be a lot more useful of a recipe if it was like 1 or 2, but 5? Seaweed from limestone is best, yes. Now that is a question, and yes it is. Best in the early game. That's what I'm doing, by the way. I'm doing seaweed from limestone for my seaweed. Why would anyone get hydrogen through this recipe? No. Don't even remotely consider doing that recipe. Just no. No. No, no. No, no. Probably don't even do this as well. You know, like glycerol, spending glycerol to make syngas and ash, just no. I would love the opposite. It would be great if this was the opposite. If this was 300 hydrogen into 20 glycerol and 50 liquid nitrogen, that would be like magic, literal magic. But it would be far more appreciated than that. I'm just thinking, it's like, do I really? Hmm. Oh, right. Yeah, I think this would be great to have. I think being able to do the slacked lime loop for sodium hydroxide would be good. I think being able to actually do the slacked lime loop now would be good. So I think I am going to pick up this tech right now. That would be a good thing, I think, to have access to do the slacked lime stuff. Because that's why I can't do the slacked lime loop right now, because I don't actually have lime into slacked lime. Isn't combustion mixture from hydrogen just free power using water electrolysis? Yes. Yes, that's the point. That's the idea. That is one of the most common methods, by the way, of producing power in the Pi suite is just electrolyzer into powerhouse with hydrogen and just add coke. You have to add coke. That's so you need a setup to get the coke. And one of the things that was being discussed on the community Discord yesterday, among all of the things, I mean, yesterday I could not even keep track of all the conversations going on yesterday on the Pi Discord, but one of them was the fact that it is really good when using the hydrogen as fuel in a oil burner. So you could throw the hydrogen into oil burners and actually have even more of an output than converting the hydrogen into combustion mixture. I've made this point for a long time that oil burners are incredibly powerful by comparison to Mark I combustion turbines in particular. In general, any time you have a fuel with a fuel value sufficiently high, it will always be a better idea to throw them into an oil burner than to, why are you not? You're full on steam. Oh. That would be important. That would be important if I actually wanted to use that power. I've got how much power spare? A bit. But yeah, like power in general, these oil burners are the best option prior to, at the very least, Mark II combustion turbines. I mean, once you do get access to the Mark II combustion turbines, I think I'm also missing. Am I? Wow, I'm missing a. How? How? Am I that blind? Uh, uh. Anyway. Stuff, things. Screeners. Yes, screeners are awesome. That's really low, but I think I'm going to do the same thing here as here. Also, die, trees! Get out of my way. I need the room. The room is good. Also, these need inserters. Why do I not have the inserters yet? Where's the byproducts? Like, hold up. Why are you not telling me? Oh, there they are. There they are. Okay. I was like, where's byproducts? Oh, it's here. Yes, I am blind. In case you couldn't tell, I am completely blind. So I need to deal with 7.5, half of a yellow belt on the stone and a little bit of gravel. I also have to make sure that I am looping back in the G1 because while this is outputting a yellow belt, I'm adding in another 1.67 from this process, actually. It's G2 back into G1. I do have the thingy on for this. Yes, yes, I do. So it's going to be these numbers in the end. Always make sure you know how to do your glorious geometric series math, or just use a factory planning mod like Hellmod or Factory Planner. I'm sure that Factory Planner also has the capability to perform that math, right? I would assume so. That both of these things are able to handle geometric series. So yeah, I need to make sure that I note that this does G1 filtered out and needs to go all the way one step behind. Um, hmm. That's gonna be a little bit lower, I think. Just a little bit lower. Yeah.